here to talk about my Red Wing gloves. These are 15 years down the road. They've had a lot of use. They've done a lot of miles in all kinds of weather, thousands and thousands of miles, and I think they've held up really good. I mean, I don't know if they look 15 years old or not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they've really held up. We finally got the levers worn through on one tip of one finger. It's actually gone through now, so I'm getting a draft. It's winter here, and I've decided to replace them. I've replaced them with the same gloves, but in a different colour. But I just wanted to say how well they've held up. They are the ones with the Thinsulate lining, although that Thinsulate lining's more or less worn out now. They're quite thin. It's almost just like a leather glove now. They were a large, they're large, Red Wing large. The palms are very thin now, and they're very cracked, as you can see. But they've held up good. I've oiled them a few times over the years, I'm sure. You can just about make out the Red Wing logo still there. But they've been a great glove, really comfortable, and they're warm enough in the winter. You know, they hold. I've had warmer gloves. I've got a pair of gold top gauntlet fur-lined gloves, and honestly, I've probably lasted 2 hours in them. I can't feel the motorcycle. I don't feel in control, and I always end up taking them off and going back to these, which aren't quite as warm as the big gauntlet fur ones, but I feel in control of the bike. I've ridden all the way to Scotland in these in April overnight. Left here at 5 and arrived at 4 AM in the morning, you know, deep into Scotland, and you know, it was quite cold that night, not freezing, but you know, my hands were warm enough. When they got this Thinsulate lining, it's pretty good. I didn't have heated grips or anything, and I have got heated grips now, and what I find with these is you can actually feel the heat through them. I tried my gold top fur-lined gloves, I couldn't even feel the heated grips, they're too thick. And yet after a while, with the cold wind, the gauntlet gloves, the fur-lined ones, you feel just as cold as you do in these anyway after an amount of time on the bike. The wind just seems to penetrate through, or the cold. But these have been a great glove, and the most comfortable glove I've worn. I've also had a Belstaff pair of Gore-Tex ones, but again, I reckon I wore them for 2 or 3 hours, sold them, couldn't get on with them, couldn't feel the bike. I just couldn't do them big cumbersome gloves with armour and everything else. But 15 years down the road, they've done their time, I feel. Now the fingers are going through. I'm going to put them in a cupboard and they'll come out on a special occasion. Okay, so these are the new ones. Let's unwrap them, get them out. Red Wing Heritage leather goods made in the USA. The Red Wing logo, or the brand, is just on there now, whereas before it was on here, on the back of the hands. They've now got a palm protector, sort of a reinforced protector on the palm. They're made of buckskin leather, 3.25 ounces for maximum comfort and dexterity. Like I say, the reinforced palm patch, and they've got a lovely Thinsulate lining for warm, you know, keeping you warm in the cold days and cold nights. These are the same size as the ones I had, and they fit a treat. And I can feel straight away these would be comfy to ride immediately. You know, you don't need to break these gloves in, they're just there. I mean, the only way I need to break them in is, man, they're bright. That yellow buckskin's kind of a little bit bright, but I know these are gonna get dirty real quick, and once they're dirty, I think this colour looks great when it gets some dirt and grease in that grain, and I like things worn in and broken in, and the way I kind of live my life, I suppose, things get worn in quite quickly. They really won't take long. And once these are kind of grub up a bit, they'll look great. And you know, I wasn't just going to buy black again. I've had black 15 years. I'm done with the black gloves. I wanted to change. But yeah, I mean, the other ones lasted 15 years, like I say. That's value for money for me. Like I know I paid 50 quid for these at the time. These were 90, which is a bit of a sting. But if I get 15 years out of these, that's good going. I mean, do the math. I can't. But yeah, do the math. It doesn't work out much. I mean, buy good, buy once. Or not once, buy once every 15 years. But there you go, Red Wing gloves, they totally get my vote. Like the Red Wing boots, once you've had a pair, you don't go back to something else. I bought a pair of Red Wing boots 15 years ago and they're still going. They're as battered, they're more battered than these gloves, but they were the only boots I had for at least 10 years. I've now got 3 pairs, but they last, and they're a real good product. Great motorcycle gloves. Thanks for watching.